Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the newest episode of the Theater Enthusiast podcast. I'm really excited about our next guest, having done my due diligence and my research and just being like, she and I are going to be best friends by the end of this. I have a feeling. I'm very excited. She's an actress, dare I say, comedienne, right?
I think I would love that. Yes.
Yeah,
I think that's
comedienne.
it.
Yeah, her one woman show, which has kind of played all over the world and is back in New York. I mean, it's pretty cool you went to Edinburgh, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, currently playing at Soho Playwright. That was in English. Soho Playhouse. Nicole Travolta is doing all right. That is the play, and Miss Nicole Travolta is here. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much for having me.
Of course.
Seriously.
Of course. I'm so excited to talk to you. Like I said, having done my research and my due diligence, I was like, she's just so cool. And I really just
Oh my goodness.
yes,
That's so
yeah,
nice.
like my deep dive into you and like watching you do all your impressions, you do not have to do any on here. People can go on your socials and find it.
If you want one, I will give you one. So
We'll see how
we'll
the
see how it
podcast
goes. We
goes.
don't need to plan anything.
No, we
Just,
don't.
yeah, we can, if you feel it,
Yeah.
I'm here for you, Allison.
Thank you. But I also like just discovered as of last week, I can do a pretty good Lauren Michaels. So if you need me to do my Lauren Michaels impression, we can do that.
I'm gonna need you to do your Lauren Michaels impression without a doubt.
Okay. So I was with my friends and I saw the Lorne documentary last week. So we just like for the rest of the day kept going like, I was with Tina and I was talking to Tina about Will. And we were both like, he was quite funny in that Anchorman movie. Yeah. So
You're good.
thank
You're good.
you. Oh my God. I'll just do like a one-woman show as Lauren Michaels and
Right.
just go.
I feel like has that ever been done before? The one woman show of Lauren Michaels?
I don't, but you know what? It will be now.
Yeah, you have a whole
Yeah.
platform. You're literally spitballing this as you go. This is great.
Yeah, that actually is what happens on this podcast. Like ideas will come to me and I'll tell them to my guests. I'm like, you should do this. And they'll be like, that's brilliant. And I will say thank you. And we also manifest on this podcast. So I know,
I'm such a big manifester. I
yeah,
love manifesting.
yeah,
It's my favorite thing to do. I follow so many. It just has been so many. Have you seen? I mean, sometimes the algorithms are so crazy that if you watch one thing,
yeah.
then you just are fed all this other. But I will dive right
Mhm.
into these things. It's like, listen to this 3 times before you go to bed tonight and watch how your life magically changed. And you bet your ass I am listening to that 3 times before I close my eyes. I'm like, I
Yeah,
listen to it. Yeah, it's fine. Great.
yeah. My algorithm has mostly been like heated rivalry, which I'm honestly not mad
Oh,
about.
yeah, no, that's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's been my algorithm. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. Where
Okay.
are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles.
Yes. And you did a little bit of time in Florida too, right?
I love how we say a little bit of time in Florida because it almost sounds like I went to prison there. It's like you did a little time in Florida, which
Well,
kind of feels
some
that way.
people feel
Uh,
that is Florida.
I do feel that way. So yes,
Yeah.
I did do a little time in Florida.
Hmm.
And then I went back to Los Angeles. I but yeah, and now I want to give New York a shot. I've always wanted to live here.
Hmm.
And now I'm like, I just think it's time. I think I want to just be a city girl for a little bit. LA is not, it's not a real city. It's just like everything is so far apart. You know what I mean? So it's
Hmm.
just like this to me is like more of a city. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an LA girl. I think I give off a lot of LA vibes sometimes, which that's okay.
Well, having like now being an LA girl in New York, what is the saying? Like New Yorkers are nice but mean, or like LA is mean, like nice but not, or really mean. What's the saying?
So I don't know what the exact saying is, but I will tell you my opinion is that, and I feel that I'm allowed to say this because people get very, very protective of LA. I'm protective of LA. It's my
Yeah.
home, but I do feel that people are more interested in like what you're doing and how, like, it's a more of a comparison game
Hmm.
there. Whereas here, I feel like people genuinely want to be like, they want to not only, it's like a more of a community, but
Hmm.
they'll also, I feel it's more of like, they will tell you how they feel to your face. Whereas in LA, people will say whatever you want to hear to your face and then do the complete opposite behind your back. Not
Yeah.
all, everyone, but a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally have never been to LA.
Oh,
One
you've
day.
never?
I've never been. One day I'll make it out there. But I'm curious to know what got you interested in performing? Because I know for a long time you're like meant for Gossip Girl,
Oh yeah.
meant for what was it, the OC?
Oh yeah. I was full.
Yeah.
I through and through. When I was like a little girl, I would watch the original Beverly Hills 902, and I was like my mom's favorite show. So my dad would go to bed, I would come out and like watch, which is like not appropriate for a kid, but I didn't know what was going on. And I really spent a very large portion of my life. I'm like, I am Brenda Walsh. I am Kelly Taylor. Like that was my
Mhm.
heart and soul. And I thought like, this is my path. I'm going to
Mhm.
be, and then Gossip Girl, it would just like, they kept like, I wanted to be a CW star. Um, I've been performing since I was a little girl. I mean, this was a very big thing in our house. I used to put on shows. My cousin and I used to put on shows together. We would perform for our parents, we'd perform for our whole family. Like it's very, very much a thing that we used to do. And but I used to like line my parent, like my family up and make them pass me Academy Awards that were like written on post-it notes. Like just I'd always sort of lived inside of me and
Mhm.
I wanted to do it my whole life. They really did not want me to do it because it was they knew like this is not an easy industry and both sides of my parents' families were like my mom's more on the production side,
Mhm.
but they knew that it was just tough and it just never left. So I kept doing it. I did, some stuff in school and, did plays and I played Miss Hannigan and Annie. Like there's just like different things that I kept doing and doing. And then when I was old enough to sort of drive myself and get myself to auditions, I just kept going. The idea of what I was doing and what I wanted to do
Mhm.
hasn't really shifted. Like what I want, because comedy was such my bread and butter, but the shift into live performing really came, I would say, from it was like COVID and starting to do improv at the Upright Citizens Brigade. And I went through that whole entire program there, which was life changing because there's nothing when you're sort of at that when I was going through all the stuff that I was going through, there's nothing more like liberating than playing like a frog on the ground that can talk. And like the frog is like, do you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like it strips you from any sort of perfection and allows you to be the weirdest version of yourself, which I think is so important as a performer. And then I went into Groundlings, and that's when this show came to life. The show had been, sort of in my brain, but
Mhm.
it took me getting to the Groundlings and finding my then co-writer director, Lauren Burns, to really help me develop it. And then to the stage I came.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know when the idea of this show first came to you, did you see it as a stage production or did you see it? Because I know you eventually want to turn it into a TV series. Did you picture it as a TV series or a movie or anything first?
I did. I pictured it as, I first pictured it as, I thought about doing it as a short film. Then I was thinking about doing something at UCB just to sort of get it up on stage, and then COVID happened. And then I went back to maybe I do it as a short film. And then I went, oh, I'm gonna just write a pilot. And then I felt like the industry again is so tough right now that to sell a show with nothing to back it is very,
Mhm.
very difficult. So then I went back to doing it on stage and it yeah, like I just it's interesting because every other way that I tried to do it, I ran into a block.
Hmm.
So I really just feel like this was the way that I was supposed to do it. But also I feel when we talk about like manifesting and universally,
Hmm.
I believe that there's a very big part of me that feels that I needed to do it this way because for myself,
Hmm.
because it has been I feel so much growth.
Hmm.
I don't know that me years ago could have done what I'm doing right now. It feels so cathartic for me also. I think that this has been it's been like a journey of pushing past so many fears and also like a self-love thing too.
Yeah. So for those listening, do you want to tell them what the show is actually, what the show is about, pretty much?
Yeah, I mean it really deals with I think quite a few different topics, but that really sort of roll into
Hmm.
one big thing, which is trying to, you know, figure out how to love yourself and feel enough as you are, which I think can be very difficult for many people, but it deals with familial trauma and generational trauma or generation learning kind of the same sort of I would you would call it like generational patterns maybe.
Hmm.
Um, Divorce, credit card debt, um, and then taking a job as a spray tanner, which was kind of the funny through line of it, um, to sort of get out of all of this.
Yeah.
Um, but for me, when I first wrote it, because now I've been doing this for a few years, I feel that it was really a show. When I first started it, there was so much heart and so much love in it, no matter what, that it was kind of a show about a girl who had gotten herself into credit card debt and then got out of it by way of spray tanning. But really, it's 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 deeper than that for me, is that I think that it's just a girl who had been material things very much equated to a version of love. And with my family and certain things for projections from the public living in Florida, kind of confusing, um, this will make me be more of a accepted, well-rounded human if I have this bag, this lifestyle. But while like my parents got divorced, we didn't have any money and we were struggling, but I still sort of had this presentation of myself. And then that continued on. And then when I turned 18, I was able to sort of go out and I applied for I think every credit card you could imagine. And I very successfully over time accumulated quite a few of them. I mean, I was like every store card down to, which is a funny thing in the show, but down to
Mhm.
Home Depot. Like I didn't own a home. Like I didn't need a Home Depot credit
I
card.
think you can get other things at Home Depot,
Yeah, well,
right?
I got a lot of Christmas decor. Like that was like
Mm.
that was my thing there. You can also get gift cards at
Yes.
Home Depot.
Hmm.
I have all the hacks. Um, but my mom very similarly did the same thing. And then I did this, and then it affected me in such a way of that, I got married and he didn't know, all of the debt that I was in, and then that came to surface, and you just sort of hit this place in your life where you're like, and I was working as an actor and on different sitcoms at the time, and I felt like my life was going like this, and then it just sort of bottomed out for me, and then all of a sudden I was getting a divorce, and I was so young, and like I didn't don't understand what's happening because no one around me was dealing with things this heavy.
Yeah.
Um, so then I was sort of just picking up the pieces, and then I ended up taking this job through a friend of mine who owns this very successful spray tanning company in Los Angeles, and she spray tans, really like very big celebrities, and I was coming in for a tan and she was like, "Do you need a job?" And I ended up taking it. And then that sort of pivoted into this whole other thing where I just said this, but it's really funny for me to look at it now is that I had spent so much time painting this picture of perfection for myself. And then I was like in the process of sort of stripping all of that away. And but also then now in this job where I'm like making people feel like a more perfect version of themselves.
Hmm.
So it just was an interesting like it's just interesting for me to look at it now,
Yeah.
like sitting in that, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so yeah,
No, it's just I always find people's stories so interesting and what they go through and how life changes because everybody's stuff is different. I mean, I have a lot of stuff in my life that I know people have not gone through, and I have friends who have different experiences, what have you. And, I have like designer stuff, but I can't afford it, but they've been birthday gifts. And I said to my friend, we saw a play like 2 weeks ago, and I was like walking around with like a Karl Lagerfeld dress and a Prada bag.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, I hope you know this is all a facade. I can't afford any of this.
right.
This is like birthday and a discounted dress at a mall in Boca.
Yes, but that's the thing is that like I think someone asked me they're like so you don't like designer stuff anymore? I'm like of course I do. Like I didn't become like some
Hmm.
straight edge. I don't want anything
Yeah.
whatever. It just was about something else for me. It's like
Hmm.
it was like feeding a beast. It was like
Yeah.
those Christian Louboutin shoes. Like
Hmm.
I really had this through line in my head that
Hmm.
if I have this or wear this, but it went beyond that. I was spending thousands of dollars on like treating, bottle services at nightclubs and buying getting myself into horrific leases at the BMW, like the worst 8% of a lease you could ever get. I put like the max amount down. My payment was still like set 600 something bucks a month on
Hmm.
a BMW because this guy looked me in the face and was like, "You are going to be a star if you drive this car." And I'm like, "You're fucking right. I am. And I'm going to get this car. Like, I don't know, care what I have to do." And so it just became this sort of serotonin release that no matter what I was going through, it was like if I could go to Neiman Marcus and buy like La Mer skincare,
Hmm.
I'm like, I don't even think that's good for my skin. But knowing that I had that bottle in there, it just made me feel like a more flushed out human being. So
Yeah.
what is that? Like I spend all this time thinking like is Nicole the actress, Nicole the this like the labels of myself, Nicole the Travolta, Nicole the you know comedian, you just you all the wife, then it's the divorce. It's just what happens if I don't have any of that, and I'm just me, and
Yeah.
that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. And where did the idea start to trickle in your head to do this show?
Once I was spray tanning, I realized that there was something, especially there, where I was like, this is such a bizarre thing. But then really when I really looked back at my life and I realized so many like the the coming this all like starting with my grandmother and then my mom and then me, and I just kind of looked at how I sort of felt like I was like, oh, I've never really felt like I've had my feet planted on the ground. And I still feel that way. I still sometimes feel like I don't remember a time where I'm like I'm feeling, and I'm not saying, I think a lot of people don't feel that way. So, and this is not like right. We all
Yeah.
sort of feel this way.
Same. Yeah.
And I think like when I say these things, sometimes I feel like I'm like, I hope that people understand that this is not me being like, oh my God, I'm like, oh my God, what a victim. It's not.
Absolutely
What
not.
I'm saying is that I believe that we don't talk about it. Like we're all just sort of walking through life, and it's like I don't feel like my feet are ever like just like steady. And this thing, so with the spray tanning of it and looking at all of this and looking at, my past, and I was like, there's an addiction behind it of like, if I can't have this, and like I would go to anything, like I would be like, if the card was to like swipe it again, swipe, like I was that girl, like spending the last cent on these cards. They all maxed out, all of them. And then you're in just financial hawk. And so when I looked at it from this, and then there was like this hilarious thing with the spray tanning, I thought there's a structure here that I don't think is like, it's not me with a microphone standing up and telling jokes. What does it look like if I structure the show and utilizing my gift for impressions and being able to sort of tell this by way of that, and storytelling with like kind of like confessional therapy that I just had felt like it wasn't done before, and with other sets of eyes from wonderful, women that have been a part of this and helped me
Mhm.
structure and spitballed ideas with me for hours. Like it's just I felt that there was something different about it.
Yeah. So what made you decide to, was it UBC first you started?
UCB was my
Yeah.
first, and then Groundlings was after.
Yeah. So what made you decide, you know what? Let's do UBC
UCB
or
was,
UCB. Sorry.
no, no,
Am I
no.
saying it wrong?
Yeah, it's Upright Citizens, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
UCB. You're
Yeah.
fine.
I don't know what I'm saying in my head, but yes,
You can say
Upright
whatever you
Citizens
want.
Brigade. Thank
UBC
you.
is also great. It sounds wonderful. It's a
I'm
great
thinking like OTB, which is like the place where the guys would go for like the
place.
racetrack betting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Thank you.
UCB was again, it kind of started off as this thing, like people kept telling me. So when I got rid of the idea that I was going to be on Gossip Girl, my life changed. So a
Yeah.
casting director friend of mine, literally, I took a workshop of his. And I was so like, I'm telling you, Allison, with every fiber of my being, I'm like, I am Blake Lively, and you will not tell me any differently. And when he told me, he made me stay after class one day. He's like, can you stay? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I want to say something. He's like, you really have wonderful comedic timing. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you're very funny. And I said, he's like, you really should focus on that and try to weld yourself into like the sitcom world. And I was like, no way. No way. Like, I'm like, no, I'm going to be dressed in Chanel in New
Yeah.
York City. Like, this is not the thing. And then I shifted, and that's when it all sort of started changing. And I knew that like improv kept being said to me. They're like, you need to take improv. You need to take
Yeah.
improv. It will help you. It will, like, it was like the answer for everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take improv. So I did. And I went to UCB and I took and I had the time of my life, and I met the most, I mean, the things that you do in there are so weird. Like, I remember specifically this one brilliant comedian, his name is Andrea, and he and I did a whole scene, and it was like nothing other than like us being married and like eating spaghetti, but the table, we had made the table, decided that the table was here. And so like we would eat the spaghetti like this, and it just was like nothing really makes that much sense, but you create this fantasy world. And I just felt like it was like magic being there because it really strips you away from any ounce of perfection,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah. I will say that if and when you do move to New York, there have been a lot of comedians who have done guest spots on Law and Order SVU. So you could have a moment. Like they even had Robin Williams did like an episode
If
eons
I'm
ago.
not I have to be on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
I have to be on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah. That
It's
could be
very
like
important.
I don't want to say Blake Lively because I'm Team Justin Baldoni. I'm sorry not to bring up that whole thing,
No,
but
it's okay.
yeah. But if you want to have like your Blake Lively moment, it could be on Law and Order SVU when you like move to New York.
I'm into this. And I do want to know something funny is that in my show, we don't have it in this iteration, but the old iteration, we had a Law and Order SVU moment. So it would really be kind of a full circle thing.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I know what I'm
With good
talking about
ideas.
sometimes. Yeah,
You know what you're talking about.
I do. I have my moments. So, how did the Groundlings come about since you were in Upright Citizens Brigade and then the Groundlings, which is like such a famous, I mean, even you, Upright Citizens Brigade, I don't want to keep saying the initials wrong. So many SNL.
UBC, no, we're doing
Yeah.
changing it. They're gonna get a letter from us and they're changing
What
it
am
to
I saying?
UBC.
It's like SUV,
UBC. UBC.
UBC. Oh, UCB. Jesus Christ, superstar. My God. Gonna drink, take some water and call it a day.
No, no, no. It's okay. You're
Um,
perfect.
thank you. Um, so what made you decide to go into the Groundlings from being from Upright?
The characters.
Mhm.
Groundlings is super into the character work,
Yeah.
and I loved being able to, like, I wanted to lock into that. And especially because I was like doing a lot of impressions and I was doing things with like online, and
Hmm.
I just wanted to be able to grow that part
Hmm.
of myself. And that experience with the groundlings was uh, just unbelievable because they really teach you how to lock into a character so quickly, like
Yeah.
with the magic of like literally just like distorting your face, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden you have a man who's like, I created something called the Pancake Man, and
Mm.
he was literally just like a man who just was like this, and he had it, and it came from 1 second of something, and it just, I wanted to be able to grow that.
Hmm.
I love observing people. I feel bad sometimes. I'm like, anyone who's around me, especially
No,
like
but
I
that's
literally am like, I'll pick up on something and then I won't let it go. And I'm like, oh, I'm so annoying, but I can't help myself.
But that's what's so great about being a performer, and especially if you're creating characters or you're doing impressions of people, because everybody has certain isms that they do. And I'm sure people will pick up on isms that I do. And I notice that I have isms and I call them isms. And like for me, I notice like when Meryl Streep is in a movie and she's emotional and crying, she'll do something like that.
Yeah,
Now that you see it, now that I said it, you're going to notice it in
I'll notice
movies.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what makes performers so great, especially if you're doing impressions of people. There's always something that they pick up on that kind of like helps them get into that character. Because I know you said something about, I don't remember exactly, but you said there was something that Jennifer Aniston had that you picked up on and that you use in your impression of her.
She is, yeah, it's funny, I just talked about this earlier, but Jennifer Aniston does this very, like, very, very, very specific thing where well, when she talks, she's like, well, yeah, 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 well, I said yes,
Mhm.
or she does it in Friends where she's like, Ross, like,
Yeah.
she does these things where like, she's always like, no matter what she does, to me, what I gather in certain roles, she's walking around
Hmm.
frantically. So I always try to think of these characters, or specifically like if you want to lock into Jennifer Aniston, it's like if she's taking a walk, it's like, oh God, well, no, what, the sun, like, no,
Yeah.
like it's everything is over the top,
Yeah.
So that's the fun of, I think, doing characters or impressions, or taking this sort of celebrity and then inserting them into doing kind of like mundane life things, I think is very funny.
Yeah.
And thinking about like, okay, well, how would they behave if they were, making dinner, or, on a date. Or
Yeah.
I did this stint for a while, which I loved doing, which was I would do celebrities like during a one night stand. So like Jennifer
Incredible.
Coolidge or Anna Delvey, or like, and I would think about these people of like how they would behave doing during a one night stand. And it was really funny to me because I thought like each specific thing, like, what would Drew Barrymore? Drew Barrymore would be so grateful to be having sex with this person, like, no matter what, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I try to lock into like things like that and just think outside of the box a little bit.
Yeah. And again, that's why as someone who does impressions should be doing. And that's what makes the impressions so unique to the person who does them, because there's so many people out there who do impressions of the same people, but they're
Yes.
all so different.
Yes, I think that's so important too to point like doing an impression of a public figure.
Mhm.
There's such a community of people who I feel want to take ownership, like, oh, I did this first, or oh, I did
Yeah.
this, whatever. And I feel like with impressions, there's so much room for everyone because I think that that's so fun to see other people's takes on
Yeah.
impressions. My friend um Andrea and I we did Jennifer Coolidge. She does a Jennifer Coolidge impression, so we did a Jennifer Coolidge impression together, and
Mhm.
we did a thing where like we were cloned. So it's like you can have fun with it, like do
Yeah.
like this, so as opposed to being like, oh well, I did it first or whatever. I just think that there's
Yeah. I mean, like public figures, if you think of how many people are doing Trump impressions,
yeah, oh
or, with the Jennifer Coolidge thing when Ariana Grande hosted SNL,
my God.
she was doing Jennifer Coolidge and somebody else was doing Jennifer Coolidge. And then Dana Carvey came out doing Jennifer Coolidge. So you had like three different people playing Jennifer Coolidge on Saturday Night Live. So to that testament, yeah, like there's so many different people doing different types of impressions. There could be people out there who's like, no, I like this person's impression better than the others. But you know
Sure.
what? That's your own prerogative.
Well, that's what you expose yourself to doing them this way is like
Yeah.
people are everyone loves to be behind in the comments, it's
Yeah.
like this person did it better than it's like
Yeah.
everyone's gonna have their own
Yeah.
opinions about it.
Yeah.
So
That's also like the same thing too, like not to bring it back to Broadway or theater, but that everybody has their thing too, like on YouTube, like, oh, this person was my favorite, whatever. It's like, okay, that's great. Like you can have your favorite alphabet. I have my favorite. Doesn't mean that the alphabets who are in alphabeting right now are incredible, you know?
yeah, yeah,
You-
exactly.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite impression? I know this is cliche, but I don't care. Do you have a favorite impression that you do or you have done that you've done in the past that you would want to bring back, maybe somewhere down the line?
I love doing I love doing Elizabeth Holmes.
Interesting.
I loved doing Elizabeth Holmes. She was so intense. I love her. Like for that like doing her in that way. I loved doing Anna Delvey. I
Hmm.
thought, I mean, just out of this world
Yeah.
with her, the way that she just doesn't like, I love, like, again, like the things that were coming out of her mouth. I was like, what the
Like, especially when she was doing Dancing with the Stars, she's like, I don't want to be here. It's like,
Oh, she's like, they literally go, what did you learn? What are your takeaways from this? She's like, nothing. Like, it was so, like, just didn't, I mean, but I have my favorites. I think one of my absolute favorites to do is Drew Barrymore and I think that that's why so many people do her because she
Mhm.
is so, like, I've never seen, I mean, if you spend any time on her Instagram and she's like, could be doing a house project and it's
Mhm.
such little things will get her so excited about everything. So
Yeah. Well, like her going out in the rain video went viral, and like everybody was
I,
go out in the
yeah,
rain.
just go out in the rain.
Yeah. I will say I went to a taping of her show like a year or two, or whenever like the newest season of Girls Five Eva was coming out. And I've been to
Uh-huh.
a lot of like daytimes and late night tapings. And there was just like such a warmth about the studio and her show that like you don't really get on a lot of talk shows. And so I highly recommend if anybody wants to go to a taping of the Drew Barrymore show to go.
Oh, I can only imagine how wonderful. My dream would be to get like to sit with her and just like
Yeah.
because I have a lot of, and she's a lot of energy, but I
Yeah.
also have like, she's just crawling on
Yeah.
people and like, it's
Yeah.
just so funny.
Yeah. And I think like her dog came out at one point. Trying to remember. It was a lot of fun. I do enjoy Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. So let's get back to your show. So you were in the Groundlings when this started.
Yes.
And how did you approach someone about doing it, like your first co-writer?
Yeah.
Or okay, let's talk about it.
So Lauren was my teacher and um I basically just I felt like she would be a great fit and there was just something like a connection that I felt to her and so I asked her if she would
Mhm.
be interested to go to coffee and hear what I had to say and so we went and she loved it and was like, you have to do this. There's nothing like it out there. And so we in 2022 started working on it and like just really, she had me write out, my whole existence basically, or anything that would be, relevant to this. And then we broke it up into sections and then I sort of started writing a lot of it out. And breaking down the characters and what would make sense or what doesn't make sense and all the things. And then she would come in and like it was just very collaborative. And then we opened it at the Groundlings in 2023. And then it sort of took off from there. So I got so many shows because of Lauren at the Groundlings, and she really opened that up to me. And they were became such a like the people at that theater became such a family, and it was like a pinch me moment because it's a dream to perform on that stage. So many of
Yeah.
the greatest people in comedy have put their feet on that stage, and so it was unbelievable. And then it took on a life from there. But it started at the Groundlings, which was just unbelievable.
Yeah. So was New York first or Edinburgh first?
Edinburgh.
So how does your show from the Garlings make it all the way to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
Um, uh, that's crazy. I I don't even know. I knew that it was a thing, and I knew that it was where so many people had a lot of success, and so I
Yeah.
went that in 2023. I took it there, but to be completely honest with you, I feel like because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was doing this really all on my own. I think venue wise, they were wonderful, but I think I probably could have been somewhere that was had more shows that were a little bit more like mine. Um,
Hmm.
but it was amazing. Like it was such a boot camp. You can't, that festival is unreal.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that can like prepare you for that. Nothing.
Yeah.
And my show is really American.
Hmm.
It's such American topics that, but people loved it and I got wonderful reviews from being there and it was such a great experience, but really what that did for me was it changed me as a performer because you really have to get the audience hooked in and no matter what, a lot of people in the UK are not as vocal. We're so loud in America, like we're very vocal. They're not like that there. And
Yeah.
so it was really sort of an adjustment for me, but it forced me to sort of lock in and take whatever the audience was on a ride. And then after that, I came to New York for a limited run at the Soho Playhouse in 2024 for 8 shows. And then it was just sort of fluctuating from there and then like trying to get it back here and then here I am.
Here we are. So the time between New York and your return to New York, what other things have you been doing? I mean, obviously you've been building the show more, but has there been other maybe like writing interests of other shows that you've wanted to do? Maybe like another one woman show you've kind of wanted to work on, like a seed planted or anything?
I want to keep doing them. I felt like this still had so much, I felt like this had more to give. And
Mhm.
so I felt as though I wanted to focus on
Hmm.
this and like, really see it through.
Hmm.
Um, but th- uh, I could write probably 5 more shows at this point. Like, it definitely didn't end like
Hmm.
that part of it, that
Yeah.
cycle of it, but there's so many more stories that I feel that I would love to tell and that's why I really want to turn it into a television series because I feel like it would lend itself so well to so many like the episodes. But
Hmm.
I love performing on stage. I would want, I'm like, I think about what my next one would be if I wanted to write another one and turn another one into a one person show. And I'm like, how would I structure it, or what would it look like? And but I do love it, and I love to keep writing them. Someone asked me recently here, they were like, "Do you have more to say?" And I was like, "Oh, yes." I'm like sitting on Easter eggs of things.
Yeah. I think that should be your next show, Easter eggs of things.
Yeah.
What I also really love about the idea of your show is that you also said when you want audiences to come to the show, you want it to kind of be like, we're going out to dinner together.
Yeah.
And that's also what I kind of, not to like make it about me, but that's also what I kind of love about my podcast is because I just want people to tune in. It's just like two people having a conversation. Granted, it's mostly about someone's life, but I really loved that you said that because you kind of want that in a show where somebody's kind of just like, this is me. You're going to be here for 85 minutes. I'm going to make you laugh. We're going to cry together and you're going to experience something. And maybe you're going through the same thing as well.
That's, you hit the nail on the head. Like that's
Yeah.
really what it is about. And I say this, this is not like a polished
Yeah.
theater piece, and I never wanted it to be that.
Yeah.
So I think if people are coming and going like, oh, we were expecting to see her do some like that's not what
Yeah.
I ever wanted it to be. I wanted it to feel, like you were kind of going on this mess with me, and then it was like connecting in a way that,
Yeah.
hopefully, that there maybe you made you feel something that maybe you went through similarly, or yeah, I just like you're on my couch,
Yeah.
or we're having, yeah,
Well, I think it also like lends to the title is you're doing all right, and I think that, yeah, because I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we're all doing our best and we're all trying and we're all doing our best. Or we're doing all right.
we're doing all right.
We're doing all right. I do also want to mention that you said like women you admire, and one of them is Molly Shannon. And I say that, no, please go ahead.
No, I love like I she's I we I'll let you finish, but she followed me on Instagram like a year, maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, I would have died.
I mean, not enough like in a fit, but like that I feel she is one of the greatest women in comedy.
Yeah.
Her ability to transform, and like you can't take your eyes off of her. It's
Hmm.
like one of the greatest honors of my life to be even in that like close
Yeah.
proximity to her.
Well, I wanted to say it's so funny you mentioned her because I have always said that my spirit animals is a cross between Mary Catherine Gallagher
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sally O'Malley. So
Yes.
I was like, Nicole is going to need to know this. But getting back to Molly Shannon and you wanting to be the next Blake Lively, here you have this comedian who's also done so much dramatic work and even won an Independent Spirit Award for a dramatic film she did.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is that I think
Yeah.
that there's so much more like
There's so much room.
I thought it was funny, and I say it like I think that my real love for wanting to be on something like Gossip Girl was not, those girls were, I were amazing on that show, and I
Yeah.
loved that show, but I think it was more for me is that like I still was trying to be this thing, like
Yeah.
whereas what I really always, I think little me, it, little Nicole
Mhm.
was so in touch with like doing characters and just
Mhm.
being, becoming these different things and sort of playing. And then I sort of lost that part of myself and then refound it. And it's like the messier, the better.
Yeah. Are you still taking improv and comedy classes? Are you taking acting classes or anything like that as well?
No, I did. I mean, I did all of Groundlings, all of UCB. And I've taken, so I love my acting classes, but I kind of am not that I'm like, I think for me, like I got so much
Yeah.
out of them that at a certain point, I'm like, I just want to spread my wings a little bit.
Yeah.
So many years I've been in them, and I love them. But at a certain point, I'm just sort of like, I think I'm ready to take a break from it for a little bit.
Yeah. So aside from wanting the show to one day hopefully become like a TV series, do you see more of a life for the show after the New York run? Is there anywhere like your dream place to bring the show?
I'd love to take it. I mean, I would say I would do more here, obviously, of course, but
Mhm.
I would love to take it around a bit,
Mhm.
and do like maybe some other like I haven't done it in places like I think Austin would be a really fun place to take it,
Yeah.
or like Chicago or some
Mhm.
places like that I think would be
Yeah.
really fun. Also, I think I've like doing it in Toronto would be
Yeah.
great, you know. Um, but I'd love to keep doing it. I mean, it's very I think, when I look at people like, like Alex Edelman or
Mhm.
Jacqueline Novak or people or also London would be great, would
Yeah.
be really fun. Um, but they crafted their piece and they worked on it. Like Alex Edelman did his show for 6 years
Yeah.
before he closed it.
Yeah.
So not that, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I think that it definitely has still more of a life. So I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Yeah. Do you ever have ideas on, I don't want to say like to improve it, but are you just like walking down the street one day and you're just like, oh, maybe I should add this to the show? Like not tonight, but down the line when I work on it more.
All the time. And especially with this iteration too, there's some stuff that I lost from the other iteration that I'm like, oh, I missed that a little bit. And then there's just, I think that that's the best part about it is that like figuring out different ways to elevate it and tighten it and
Mhm.
just keep crafting it,
Yeah.
and it really does give room for that.
Yeah. So for those listening who are interested in putting up a one-person show and maybe they have something and they're not really sure how the process is and like building it up more, can you kind of talk about the process of building up the show, cutting things, adding things, bringing things back into the show, what that whole process for you is like?
Yeah, I mean, I building of the show, the first round of it, it was like an hour and a half.
Hmm.
And then we tried different things, added different things, cut other things out, things that you don't need. And I think that you can really tell when things are just starting to be feel redundant. Like the biggest thing that I've learned doing this is to trust your audience and trust that your audience is going to understand and that you don't have to sort of beat things over the head over and over and over again. Um, and the like for this iteration to sort of kill your darlings and go like you as precious as this might be to you, like you don't necessarily need this in the one person show version, but it could be in the television version or another iteration,
Hmm.
or also being open to changing things that are maybe feeling a little bit like if there's like are things like a cheap laugh, or you know what I mean? I think it's
Yeah.
fine to keep some of those in there, but also I think that there are things that maybe are not like lending itself to the stories and it's just
Yeah.
there for the laugh purposes. Um, Taking time away from it and then coming back to it, I feel is really important. And then sort of being in touch with, allowing other people to come in and sort of say, like, this is what we're seeing and trusting, restructuring and stuff, but also making sure that you are maintaining the reality of, especially if it's like autobiographical, that, the story and that you understand where it came from and things that you maybe feel passionately that need to be said, but just trying different things. I think the best part about it is really getting comfortable up on stage enough that you're able to sort of have fun with the audience as well and
Mhm.
ad lib different things. Like something I say one night might come out a different way a different night, and getting in that, you know what I mean, in that cycle
Yeah.
where you feel like you're comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah.
And that's, that's the best part of, writing your own show and evolving it and changing. And also the audience is so different every night as well. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure for, yeah. So what is that like for you for performing for like, what's been like the craziest audience thing to happen to you?
So I the the other night, okay, I've two. The other night it was very funny. Um this woman uh I was like, I say this thing in the opening about my family, and
Hmm.
I'm like, I want to get this out of the way. And then I
Yeah.
say the thing, and this woman, like, I was like, I'm going to get these two, before we get started, I'm going to get these two things out of the way. And this woman raises her hand. She goes, Oh, I have a third question. And I was like, Oh, I've never been asked a third question before. But then she asked, uh, like, about my family. And I was like, well, you didn't wait, but I had just addressed it. So it was just really funny because she like didn't really
Listen.
listen, and
Yeah.
then but which is fine. But then I was like, well, I guess we're good. The show is over, you guys. You guys have a good night. Like, and it was very funny. And then I had a man in like the second row uh like 2 weeks ago that just was heckling me in his own way of like pretending to fall asleep and being on his phone the whole time, going like this, moving his tongue. So I've had some interesting things like that, but for the
Yeah.
most part, really nice and
Yeah. So
sweet.
nobody can see our faces, but the face I made when you said that he was licking his tongue,
Yes, licking his lips.
men are terrible.
Yes,
I'm
the
on Hinge and
audacity.
it's
They
like
have one thing, it's audacity.
I'm on Hinge and I like this guy messaged me something and I like wrote back and then he like wrote something back to me and I was with a friend last night and I was like, "Can you read this?" And I was at a show working merchandise and there was a bartender who was straight. I'm like, "Can you read this?" And even the face he made was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, it's like
Yeah.
everyone is just saying whatever they want behind a I'm exhausted by it. I'm like, I can't even, just like a whole other show.
Yeah. And we're in like the worst city to be dating into. Oh,
Oh, well, LA is pretty bad as well. So
yeah. I haven't even like no. I'm also just like, I'm just like, I'm too tired. And a friend of mine is like, right back. I was like, I'm too tired to deal with this bullshit. Like,
you
it's not
should write
even,
that.
I was like, oh, I unmatched him. I'm like, it's not even worth my time.
No, no.
Fare thee
Move
well.
on.
Yeah. Do
Move
you,
on.
yes, I did. I unmatched him. Do you have any like top going theater or like live event experiences or just like even in the Growlings or UCB? See, I said it right this time.
UCV, any of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
so
even like any experiences like working on a set of something that you like noticed a performance or something that like got to you in a good way.
okay, so I'll tell you two
Okay.
things.
You can tell me as many as you want.
Okay, so at
Mhm.
the Groundlings, if just in general, I think if anyone could go see, I saw actually my director Lauren
Mhm.
did she basically got a suggestion from the audience, and then she from that suggestion did, like, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I think 30 to 45 minutes playing every single character, making it up as she goes.
Oh,
Full
wow.
improv, like, and they do these every now and then, and it is life-changing, like a master class in just trusting yourself and like not being afraid. It's brilliant. Anything at the Groundlings at these main companies, and I cannot recommend seeing them enough. They are brilliant, beyond brilliant, and the characters that they create are unbelievable. Um, on set, the watching Charlie Sheen, um, do memorize lines. I was on anger management for a bit of time and played his girlfriend, and he would learn his lines just moments before we would go on set and be word perfect. And I've never in my life, I was like, how is he doing this? Like, this is like an unbelievable talent to be able to, like, literally, I'd sit and he would be like, all right, can you just help me learn these lines? And he would learn them like right before we'd go on. And it just like, it just, to me, I also he was struggling in a way that you kind of knew, but to be struggling like that and still be able to do that, even though there were so many things behind the scenes that like weren't perfect, whatever. It just was such an experience of like still being able to like lock into like what you're good at doing and just getting
Yeah.
up there and doing it. It was really impressive.
Yeah. So aside from, you know, Nicole Travolta is doing all right, just becoming like the best thing, coming to Broadway in like 5, 6 years, winning a special Tony like Alex Edelman.
From your, we're manifesting.
Yeah, manifest. And
Yes,
then getting an
exactly.
HBO Max special from it
Yes,
and
HBO
winning an
Max.
Emmy for it. You know, we want all of those things for you. This becoming a comedy album and winning a Grammy. We're just
Yes,
gonna
now
like
we're
all be
winning
more.
Grammys. We've got
Yeah,
an EGOT. This is huge.
yeah. You're gonna get an Oscar for it be like an Oscar for spray tanning. Who'd have thunk it?
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God, imagine like you're just playing yourself like spray tanning somebody and you turn this like you can even win an Oscar for like best live action short and it's your show and you're
And it's
just
just
like
me spray tanning people.
yeah, and you can
Yeah,
just be
I would
like,
do
I
that.
won
That's
an Oscar
great.
for spray tanning you guys, and I've spray tanned most of you in the audience.
That's the dream to be able to give that speech.
Yeah. My personal dream is to win a Tony one day. And when they ask me who would I like to say suck it to, I'm going to say my high school drama teacher. That's my ultimate dream.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would love to stand up there and stick it to some people. But I will be better than that. But when you just got me
Oh,
looking,
no, no. Like, I
God,
wouldn't
I would
say it
love
like
to
in
say
my
some shit.
speech. I would say like backstage or like even my Oscar. I'll be like, this person can suck it. That
Yeah,
only if like somebody asks me who should I say like should suck it. I would say
I
like my
love
high
this.
school drama teacher
I
who
love
doesn't
this.
even teach high school drama anymore, which is like the best piece of information I have ever heard in my life.
Yes, it's great.
Yes. So, okay, what else do we like? What of our like manifest? Like what do we want? Like what is our dream role project?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
I want to be on the White Lotus.
amazing. Yeah,
Very hard out. Like Mike
yeah,
White, call me. Yes. I
yeah,
would so and like listen, like I love like Saturday Night Live has always been I think that's a dream for a lot of people.
yeah,
Like work with Molly Shannon.
yeah.
Like in my dream world, if this went to
Mhm.
when this goes to series, like Molly Shannon play my mom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she would be the best at my mom.
I will say
Best.
though, I, in my head, like when I cast the movie of my life, who's playing who, she plays my aunt.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's
because
great.
I feel like they have very similar like mannerisms and like posture. So
Yeah.
like her isms, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
just remind me of my aunt. So
Yeah.
she would be playing my aunt
Love it.
and in the movie of my life.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You ready for some Inside the Actor Studio
I'm
questions?
so ready.
Okay.
I love that
Well,
you do this.
thank you. Nicole Travolta.
Yes. Yes.
What i-
Allison.
what is your favorite word?
Fuck.
What is your least favorite word?
No. I'm really just telling you what's the first thing that comes to mind.
It's listen, it's your actor studio questions. It could be whatever the fuck you want it to be.
Okay, great. I'm
Yeah.
just saying them as they come. Like, no is good, you guys, but like sometimes I don't like it.
Listen, if you don't like it, you don't like it. And if somebody
I'm
has an
like,
issue with it,
no.
like, too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. What turns you on?
Oh, like there's two different what like do you want me to talk say the like
No.
physically or like emotionally?
So the whole he always asks what turns you on. My favorite was when Daniel Radcliffe was doing actor studio. He's like, "You mean sexually?"
Yeah, then now I'm Daniel Radcliffe. I'm
Yeah.
like sexually
So
or like
it's what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally.
oh
But he always asks what turns you on.
laughing like anything comedically and like vulnerable.
Yeah.
Anything that's but also like anything with like serious vulnerability. But I love how I was about to be like a 6'3", covered in tattoos. Like I was literally about to give
Yeah.
you like my full like wet like dream like David Beckham, like that
Yeah.
type of thing. But no, you're talking about from a creative standpoint, and
But
I'm like
listen,
horny.
this is your time. This is your actor studio questions. You can say whatever you want. No
Okay, great.
judgment.
Well, there now they have both. So now
Yeah.
we know how you
Listen,
feel.
I wouldn't turn away like a Henry Cavill or like a Theo James,
Oh my God.
you
Yeah,
know? Like
totally.
Miss like Pamuk. Yeah, that's a Downton Abbey reference.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay. What turns you on other than David Beckham?
I that anything comedy,
Yeah.
vulnerability,
What turns you, oh wait, I already said what turns you on. I meant to say what turns you off.
cockiness, anything cockiness, any cocky God complex. Like it's
Yeah.
just a big in any sense of all of it. It's the biggest turn off to me.
I feel like I already know the answer to this, but what is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Yeah. Wouldn't it have been funny if you're like, actually, it's shit.
But like I say it all the time. My mom was like, "You say it too much." I'm like, "I know, and I understand, but I just nothing gets the point across as that. Like nothing. Like you're not going to be like ass.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like
Yeah.
that's deep within the depths of my soul.
Yeah. There's so many different ways you can say it,
Yeah.
you know?
Be sad. Fuck. Like we're
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Okay. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, the bark my dog. Just my dog barking.
What sound or noise do you hate?
The like the like anything like screeching nails on a chalkboard,
Mm.
anything that's like or like a anything like that.
Yeah. What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Mm. This is a great question. I think about this sometimes because I'm always like, there's nothing really else that I would ever really want to do. But you know what? I love to travel. So anything like that, I think would be so great.
What profession would you not like to do?
A doctor.
But you would play one on TV.
I would play one on TV, but I don't think I could. I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
That's a pressure.
Yeah. Okay. And as Mr. Lipton used to say, and finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You were a tough, you were a tough one to watch. You were a wild ride, but we're happy to have you.
And you made it.
You made it, but
You made it.
we were concerned for you at certain points.
That's like one of the best answers I think I've gotten. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, I don't remember half of them, but your enthusiasm, I think, really brought it home.
I'm like, this is that would be the moment.
Yeah, just be like, that'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah, come on in. Incredible. Nicole, it was such a delight chatting with you.
Oh, Allison, you were so great.
Oh,
Literally felt like I was with my best friend.
oh, thank you. I would love for you. You have the platform, the floor is now yours for however long you want to chat. If you want to tell people why they should see your show, or if you want to like whatever I'm just gonna sit with my hot priest mug.
Oh, great.
Go. Like tell the people about your show.
Come to see my show because in a world right now where we feel incredibly disconnected, I think it just connects us.
Yeah.
And that's really it. It just makes you feel, I hope at least it's making people feel a little less alone. They can laugh at some of maybe the pain that they've gone through or look at it from a different lens. But I love having everybody and I'm just so grateful to have had the opportunity to be here and to do this. So I'd love to have everybody,
Oh, hold
including
on.
you. You should come.
Oh, I plan on it. I'm
Okay,
gonna
great.
wipe the tears from my eyes. Oh, excuse me. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank
That
you.
was so good. Should I do and with my Lauren? Oh, Nicole, it was a pleasure chatting.
She's back with Lauren, baby. You better
Dude.
not let that. You better work on that show.
Oh, the one woman show of Lauren Michaels.
Yeah.
It'll be great. I can't wait to get like sued by doing it.
Yeah. Don't know. I don't think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, no, because I feel like every SNL person who's ever been on that show has their own version of Lauren
Lauren
Michaels. And
Michael.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dr. Evil is Lauren. Well, he isn't, but like that's what he sounds like, and that's
Yeah.
what that is. So I like when they do the animated and like come back with my show. I'm also a huge SNL fan. Weirdly, I said to myself, like, I wonder if I should wear an SNL shirt when I interview her.
Oh my gosh, that's manifesting at its finest. But no, we
Yeah.
did it in our own way.
We did. I'm in a black bodysuit. We're good. I
And you
think it
look
worked.
great.
Thank you. I tried. Everyone go see Nicole in her one woman show. Nicole Travolta is doing all right. And she is. She's doing great, I would say.
Oh, thank you
She's
so
doing
much.
great.
You were so fantastic. Thank you so much for having me and
Of
come to the
course.
show. And if you do, please stay so I can say hi to you.
Oh, 100%. I
Okay,
will.
good.
And it's now playing until May 10th at Soho Playhouse. Thanks everyone for listening. And thank you again, Nicole.
You're the best. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.